Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about the weekly Torah portion, Parshas Beshalach. That's it. We left Egypt. Obviously, we left Egypt only geographically, but it's a long way to go even today. And the moment that our sages explained, the Jewish people actually understood that Egypt is no more. It's right after the waters covered all the Egyptian cavalry. We understood that that's it. That Egypt that was then is gone. At this moment, something interesting happened. And this moment our Jewish identity, self-identity, that was oppressed and pressed during our oppression in Egypt, it set itself free. But the problem is we still don't know what does it mean to be a Jew. What does it mean, a Jewish identity? It creates a vacuum. And until today, Egypt doesn't go anywhere. Maybe that Egypt is gone, but our personal Egypt is still well. And here we do symposiums and congresses and try to reinvent the Jewish identity for the last 3,000 years. But Torah tells us right away, at the moment that vacuum was created, we need to fill it with whatever truly Jewish identity is. And you want it or not, whatever you try to invent, whatever you try to remodify what doesn't mean to be a Jew, at the end of the day, to be a Jew is defined by the Torah and commandments. And Torah gives us first 3 commandments 3 days after the miracle at the sea to fill out this vacuum of the Jewish identity. And those commandments were given even before the revelation of Mount Sinai. And they are really defining commandments of the Jewish identity. There are 3. 1 is to establish the court system, to keep Shabbat, and to respect the parents, to honor the parents. By those 3 specifically, I will jump ahead and try to explain that the idea of the court system is the anti-utopian laws of the order in the world. The idea of Shabbat, it's utopia of detaching yourself from this order and secluded itself in some strange new artificial reality. And honoring one's parents, it's a family, that balance between those 2. I will try to explain a little bit more in depth. What does it mean? It was 2,000 years ago. There was an event that described in the Talmud as the most grief event in the Jewish history. When the Emperor Ptolemy, or Talmai as is mentioned in the Talmud, arrested 70 Jewish scholars and forced them to translate the Torah into Greek language. He put them in separate rooms and because he was afraid that they will cheat him and organize one translation. But miraculously, Talmud explained, they all changed certain places in the Torah because they believed that those places will be misunderstood by the Greeks or other cultures. The consequences of this event, we still suffering them until today. But one of the changes that they made, and they thought that Greeks will not understand, is that in the Torah it says that God completed his job as a creation of the world on the 7th day. They translated it, they put it that they completed on the 6th day. What they afraid the Greeks will not understand? They will not understand. They're afraid they will not understand the idea of the day off, the idea of detaching yourself from the daily routine, from the daily life. The truth is, the idea of the free day once a week came to the general culture only during the Roman Empire. Before that, it was non-existent. Actually, the Jews were blamed for having Shabbat. For example, in Persia, where also the idea of the day off did not exist. Aman, during the story of Purim, he blamed the Jews that they're lazy and they don't want to work, and it says that every time they come to the Jews, they have or holiday or Shabbat, and they cannot work. And no, for ancient cultures, the utopian idea of the ideal world existed. But it existed in myths. It existed for gods in some Olympus. It existed. It's modified with the time and existed as a world to come in other monotheistic religions or as a communist bright future. But for the Jewish people, it's different. For the Jewish people, the Shabbat is every week since the beginning of our history. And how to identify ourselves as being a Jew? There's a very interesting rule in management. probably one of the first rules, that you need to know how to separate between whatever is urgent and whatever is important. Whatever is urgent has to be taken care right away. What is important, you need a special setting, a special set of mind, and slowly resolve or take care of important things. For us, this idea happens on a weekly basis. During the week, we are in rush. We need to submit our projects, we complete our sales or purchases or whatever. We are busy with this anti-utopian world of the order, of the judgment, of the system. But then once a week, we switch off the anti-utopia, we begin with the utopia of Shabbat, when we take care of important stuff, not urgent, whatever is during the week, but important, the family, relationship, the joy of being together. And maybe some people believe in some unrealistic utopia. We have this utopia of the world to come on a weekly basis. This is Shabbat. This is what it means to be a Jew. Thank you very much. Good luck. I see you next week.